Thank you, Ceann Comhairle. And marking Europe Day is, and Europe has been generally successful. So many countries, and certainly Ireland, has seen a lot of benefits down through the year by being involved in the European Union. But we've also seen situations, like Deputy McGrath just mentioned there, about areas like the fishing industry, where we've been decimated by our involvement in Europe, and it should never have been the case. But sadly, successive Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil governments haven't been able to fight at the table, at the European table, for proper fishing quotas for our Irish fishermen. And that's a sad situation we find ourselves in. And I would ask, Minister, even in these dark times in relation to fishing, the best deal that's come out for the fishing industry is the decommissioning deal. That's a sad situation that you're praising that deal, and your Minister McConnell is praising that deal and calling it the best deal he can. And that's a shocking situation where you get rid of Irish fishermen out of Irish waters, and we fill the Irish waters with their fellow European counterparts. So you fail the Irish fishermen miserably in any negotiations that go on. And our European counterparts, whether they be Spanish or other, have cleaned Irish waters continuously, and you've aided and abetted that by not standing up for the Irish fishermen. Even the bluefin tuna, we can't get a quota there. All the European countries get their fair share of quota from Europe. We can't. So we're finding it difficult, and we're finding it difficult now. It looks like you've decided to use the powers that be to try and attack farming at this present time, with nitrates being cut from 250 to 220. The nitrates, it's going to decimate agriculture, and so many voted in favour for that type of a deal in here and are working towards that type of a deal. It's an absolute disaster as such. So I would ask you, and I've heard a lot about United Ireland through Europe, and obviously we should all head for that goal as such, but so many times people inside here are looking for a citizens' assembly. What the name of God were we elected for? What do we want a citizens' assembly to tell us how to run our country? Each and every one of us here are democratically elected by the people. If we can make the decisions here that need to be rolled out, as to which we certainly shouldn't be looking at a citizens' assembly to do so. And I certainly wouldn't agree with that. And I don't agree at all. No, he's not. Matty, he's not taking time. So I don't agree with that at all. I think we should make the decisions in here and not anybody else. So look, Minister. As I said, there's no point in I standing here saying we haven't benefited by Europe. We certainly have benefited by Europe, and I think Europe has benefited by Ireland's inclusion in Europe also. So we've been, sometimes fighting above the measure as such. But I keep going back to the one thing, and I've spoken about it so often here. Very, very few speak of that, and that's the fishing industry in this country. And if we are to turn things around, and if we want to get all of Ireland to respect the benefit of Ireland being in Europe, we have to get a proper quota similar to what others have negotiated. The sad thing is now there's so much decommissioning going on, there's less quota we could end up with. The disastrous deals that we've been patted on the back with. Brexit, everything. I can go back to the 70s, to the 80s, to the 90s. Every deal that was done on fishing was a raw deal, and delivered a raw deal for the Irish fishermen and fisherwomen that are out there. And I would ask you, Minister, that will be turned on, and don't turn it on the farmers now and wipe them out with nitrate directives that he can't resolve because of being in the Greens having so much influence in this Irish government. So I would sincerely hope that you take on board the points I made. Thank you.